ตัสสะอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะ
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะ
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะ
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
สาธุ
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, let's continue our class today. Skeptical. Okay. You're seeing this. You're seeing what? Expound the teachings, right? Share screen. Skeptical. また同じ。Okay, let's continue here. Who wants to read first?
Where? From where?
During 6 BC here.
During.
Sanjaya.
Okay.
6 BC. Okay.
Okay. I'll do
Okay,
this.
Sato.
During 6 BC,
Thank you.
Sanjaya was said to have given a negative answer to all such questions as 1. Is it good? 2. Is it no good? 3. Is it both good and not good? 4. Is it neither good nor not good? These questions were generated into the forms 1. Is S P? 2. Is S not P? 3. Is S both P and not P? 4. Is S neither P nor not P? The Buddhists called those philosophers who gave a negative answers to all 4 questions irregulars. It was impossible to fix this position either for approval or for rejection. They would criticize any new view, positive or negative, but would both themselves hold any. And it was difficult for a serious person to enter any controversy with them. Gautama, the founder of the school Nyaya, which laid the greatest emphasis on logic and contributed most to its development, called such philosophers Vitandavadins, or critics without a position of their own. His followers generally refused to enter any debate with them and regarded Vitanda, or criticism without any opposition, as one of the fallacies of thought. Vitanda is a destructive criticism without any constructive effort. It disproves every doctrine, but proves none. And many who wanted to obtain an easy victory over their opponents in controversy resorted to this method. But when asked to enunciate their own position, they would say they had none. It was right for the followers of Nyaya refused to enter into discussion with those who had no positive doctrine of their own to set forth, but wanted only to obtain victory over their rivals. As mere destructive criticism, vitanda, though not formally falsy, may be philosophically useless. But the critics may be sincere skeptic or agnostic, and Sanjay was not always regarded as light-hearted critics. Sometimes he would even deny a proposition and would refuse to answer yes or no to the question. Though the Buddhists nicknamed the followers of Sanjaya irregulars, Buddha himself refused to answer questions about what he calls the imponderables, such as, is there an eternal entity like the self, Atman? Indeed, his followers took his silence for denial and developed their philosophers with the denial as the basis. But his silence was really his refusal to say yes or no. The reason for Buddha's silence lay what exactly the self or Atma means. It would be useless to answer the question whether the entity meant by the word exists or does not exist. But Sanjaya would please the same reason for answering the question about the existence of everything. Buddha, for instance, enunciated the four Aryan noble truths. The world is full of suffering. Suffering has a cause. It can be stopped, and there is a way to stop suffering. Sanjaya would attack each of these four truths and say that each can neither be proved nor disproved. In fact, the greatest of the dialecticians of Buddhist philosophy, Nagarjuna, the author of the Madhyamikakarikas, 180, did actually show that that was so. The four Aryan truths involved a belief in the doctrine of causation. But like Bradley, in his appearance and reality, Nagarjuna showed that causation is self-contradictory and so cannot be real. Thus Sanjaya, though dead long before, won a victory over the Buddhists. Later, Charvakas went further to maintain that even perception could not be a valid source of knowledge for practically the same reasons as those. Thus, the later Charvakas tended to end in complete skepticism, which was at first attributed to Sanjaya. It is difficult to say whether Sanjaya was only an irregular who offered answers that were rather evasive or cut both ways, or a sincere skeptic, or a sincere agnostic because of lacking enough evidence. But he is reported sometimes to have said no to both positive or negative questions like, is S P and is S not P? And as other times to have kept silent. This denial later came to be expressed in the following forms. 1. I do not take it thus. 2. I do not take it the other way. 3. I advance no different option. 4. I do not deny your position. And 5. I do not say that is neither the one nor the other.
The fourth and fifth.
The fourth and the fifth forms say in effect that neither of the two rival theories is denied. The third says that no third alternative is given. Everything is denied, and even the denier is denied. Then what is the result? Silence.
Okay, thank you. So it's very hard. What is the philosophy of skepticism by Sanjaya? So at the end, they have no standpoint. Okay, but they will not agree to what you say. So this is the what you call the feature of this philosophy. Okay, so they will not agree, neither they will not deny you. So means that they have no stand. They have no stand. So you cannot argue with them because you argue with them also useless. At the end, they will make no stand. So these are all the tricks that the theory of skepticism is being played. So and it also mentioned a bit of the Buddha's attitude to face with these people, these skepticism people. So Buddha will usually keep quiet and not answering to such questions because the Buddha thought that it is useless to answer them because they would at the end they won't accept what you are going to say. And it here also mentioned a little bit about this theory of skepticism with Nagarjuna. So as you know, Nagarjuna, Bodhisattva Nagarjuna was very famous scholar as well in the starting of the Mahayana movement. So Nagarjuna had written a works called Madhyamikarika. 日本語で言うと中論ね、中論、中、中論。Madhyam means middle. Madhyamika means middle. Karika is the works of it. So these works state what? It's also makes no sense. So let me find the very famous quote from this work. Wait, let me Google a while. Okay. kompong chulo. Mula madhyamika or madhyamika karika. So this is the I will explain it in English. Those in Japanese. Very famous. Okay, so there's a very famous idea here. Happu, 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 shadan. それは三論集。Okay, 日本の三論集に所属するもの。In Japanese, it's called 三論集 school. So inside have 8 dial. 不詳不滅不断不浄不断不一致。Okay, so just now came out already, huh? So, rising, non-perishing, non-eternal, non-eternal, and non-nothing, not one, not the same, not different, no coming, no going. So the Madhyamika created by Nagarjuna also have this kind of colors in his works. Okay, and it's also say not because everything exists not because of cause and beyond effect, and not also not exist because of no cause and effect. Yeah, something like this. This is called Madhyamika, Chudo. Okay, middle path. So what this is talking about is like the Nagarjuna works is very similar with the Sanjaya philosophy of skepticism. Understand? This is what he means. The Sanjaya through that long before 103. Okay. And later Chavakas, we say Chavaka also say nothing. So even no moral, no need moral, right? So later Chavaka also like maintain this perception of this skepticism perception. And actually they don't know nothing. Okay, they don't know. They just don't know nothing about it. So so this is the skepticism and has another additional 4 or 5 level. Okay. Next one, the philosophers found that it was possible to doubt the truth of every statement, and even state that they could doubt whether they doubted. So do the doubting and denial and the doubting and denial of doubting and denial imply that there is no reality with a fixed nature. So a thoroughgoing skeptic would say that we cannot doubt whether there is any reality at all and deny an affirmative proposition that is a reality. It means that you cannot say there is or there is no something. Okay. So of course, he would not say there is no reality. That is, he would not assert a negative proposition because even that could be denied. So denying a proposition would not be for him the assertion of his opposite and is negative. Okay, so assertion of his opposite is negative. So he won't take any side of the view. Okay. But one may also say there's a reality, but every form of our recognition of that reality can be denied. Okay, you can say there is a reality, but at the end, they can deny this statement as well. So one would then tend to be agnostic. So at the end, what trying to talk? They actually talk nothing, but they talk it very in a confusing way. Okay. So through Jainism propounded definite doctrines of its own. So Jainism got a definite doctrine, okay? There's no ambiguous things like what has been taught just now. It preached tolerance of opposite views and their appreciation. Means that you can oppose their view, okay? It therefore accepted the principle that there can be a reason for denying. You can deny what the Jainese people has said, or you affirm a proposition. So Jainism allowed you to deny something and affirm something. So the Sanjaya's philosophy is different from the Jainism. What it's talking about here is it maintained that thought its own philosophy was a true one. There could be a point of view from which its truth can be denied. Okay, so the Jainism think that this is a truth, but somehow you can deny what they are trying to say. Then it made a logical generalization and said that there is a point of view from which a proposition can be denied or affirmed. That formulate its theory of the relativity of truth. Okay, so in Jainism, like truth is relative. Relative means yes or no, no and yes. After you debate, you get the truth. Truth can be found from a proposition of a denial and affirmation. Okay, means that you have to go and think it. Yes or no. This meant for Jainism that all propositions, except the propositions of its own system, has relative truth. Relative truth means plus and minus, white or black. This is called relative. Hikaku. Is the truth white color? No, then it must be a black color. This is called relative. So in Jainism, truth is something that if it is not white, it must be black. This is what it means here, okay? Thereafter, it developed its doctrine of standpoints, Nayavada, and the doctrine of conditioned prediction, Swayada, that it is every statement is true from one standpoint and false from another. So every statement, therefore, it is a conditioned truth. So every statement got two sides, yes or no. This is called conditioned truth. Okay. Thus, both S is P and S is not P can be true, though from different standpoints. So it means that every statement got two sides. Okay, got two sides. This is called conditioned truth, according to Jainism. So what this paragraph in here is Sanjaya or the Javaka's idea of skepticism is different from Jainism. Jainism doesn't take that, nor Buddhism. Okay, that's why the Buddha kept quiet, never answer such questions. Okay, so with this, we have covered the lecture 15. Then we go to another topic. Okay, next one, who want to read? Anupam.
Yes, I will read.
Okay, thank you.
Ajivika.
Okay.
Ajivika.
Ajivak.
Okay.
Ajivak. I can't see.
Okay, so see.
Yes, now it's okay. Trerasika Ajivaka, Tera Siyasa Ajivaka. The Trerasikas, SKT, Ajivikas were followers of Makkali Gosal. They were different from the Trerasika sect of the Jain, a scheme founded by the monk Ruhagupta in AD 18. They were mentioned in the Samavayanga commentary and the Nandi Sutta as a sect that held the three-category system of logic. They declared everything to be of triple character. Three kinds of soul with three kinds of world and three kinds of beings as world, non-world, world and non-world, soul, non-soul, soul and non-soul. A. eternal beings who live forever in that state. B, temporal beings who live in the world. C, both partly eternal and partly temporal beings. That is, those who fall from the eternal state and go back to a life of restraint and meditation. In standpoints, Naya, an entity may be of the nature of substance, substantial, Draivartika, example, a chariot as a whole. Second, of modes, model, Praryathika, example, a chariot does not exist as a collection of its attributes. Third one, of both substance and mode, dual, Ubhayatika, example, depending on which view the chariot or its attributes exist. They were named as Trairasika since they maintain three hips, rasi, of everything. An extract from early Buddhist theory of knowledge, K.N. Jaitilake gives a third possibility of Trairasika Ajivaka. It postulates a third possibility, neither being or non-being, must have formed a convenient logical basis for the unusual doctrine that some souls were compelled to return even from nirvana. This would be classified in the third category, sadasat, emancipated from samsara and yet not emancipated. This conclusion agrees is not neither being nor non-being, but both being and non-being, sadasat, which has to be distinguished from the former since the distinction was drawn in the time of the Pali Nikayas. The thesis of this school is, as we said, stated in the Pali Nikayas as sasato cha, asasato cha, atta cha loko cha, which would probably have been equivalent to sanasa jivasa lokasa cha in the terminology of the Trairasika. This, it may be observed, is not a logical proposition which is contradictory as would appear from its form, but an empirical proposition which is contingent. Thus, for this school, the three logical alternatives would be 1. P, 2. Not P, third, P not P, and not the usual 2, 1 P, second not P, according to the Aristotelian schema.
Okay, one has. Can see? One has.
No.
No.
Yes, now it's visible. One has to compare these three nayas, considering the terminology with the two fundamental nayas of Jainism, Ajivaka and Jainism. Ajivika first, Draivartika substantial. Jainism, Draivartika 3, Nayagama, Samagra, Vyavhara. Ajivika second, not visible. Yes, now. Paryarthika model. In Jainism, Paryarthika 4. Ruju Sutra, Sabda, Sambhurudha. Third in Ajivaka, Ubyarthika, that is dual. It will be seen that the Ajivaka is more complex if we consider the fact that Jainism has nothing corresponding to the Ubhayartikanaya, but on the other hand, the Ajivaka has not subdivided as far as our knowledge goes the first two Nayas. The fact that the first two Nayas are held in common points to a common origin. Though later the Jains made further elaborations of these while the Ajivikas added the third. One suspects a close connection between the three forms of predictions and the three Nayas. Are we to say that each of the forms of prediction was possible only from one of the Nayas? Please, first, Sat, according to the Draivartikanaya. Second one, asat, according to the Prayartikanaya. And third one, sadasat, according to the Ubayartikanaya. Example, a chariot exists as a substance, that is from a substantial point of view. Second, a chariot does not exist as a collection if attributes, that is from the model point of view. CP, that is the chariots simile in the Nikayas. SI 134 and the Milinpanna 27. Third one, a chariot does and does not exist as a substance and as a collection of attributes, that is from the substantial. Substantial come model or dual points of view.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So do you understand what is talking about here? Especially okay, three nayas. Okay, you have to understand what three nayas first. First one, Dravyartika. Second is Pariyartika. Last one is Upayatika. So Dravyartika means substance. Okay, in English called substance, and Pariyartika is attributes or model. The last one is both of them, combination of both of them. Okay. So 日本語っていうと、体相、体、漢字で言うと体の体で、model is 相、相関関係の相で、これは用途の用、用いるっていう字で言う、体相言うっていう、概念ですね。So Japanese is called 体相言う。Okay. So 体 is the substance of everything. Now what it's talking about is the truth of the universe. For example, a table or a human being or whatever. So anything that exists in this world, they are coming from these three angles. Okay. Before that, the Sanjaya, Charvaka, and all these people, the skepticism people, when you ask them, is human being exist? Yes, no, no, yes, 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 no, no, right? The answer is like that, right? They're talking from the kind of angle, right? But now in Ajivika here, okay, they have tried, right? Try is try Rashika means the three point of view. They analyze things from three angles in terms of substance, model, and both substance and model, or substance and model. Okay. Okay. In terms of substance, it's like the chariot, like a car, like chariot, very hard to imagine, like a car in a hole. So this is called the substance of the car. But a car is made of different parts, a lot of like the tires, the steering, the engines, the mirrors, the doors. So all these are the attributes of the car. Attributes means the appearance of the car. Okay, and this car is made of both the substance and the appearance together. Then we say, oh, this is the car. So this is how they approach to explain things in these three angles: substance, model, and both of them. Understand? Okay. Later on, the Mahayana borrows idea and they got the Shunyata's idea in terms of the substance, and then the Ashunyata in terms of model, and both of them in the things here. So if you study Mahayana, also you can see some linkage there. Okay, so extract of the early Buddhist theory. Okay, so this is just addition to this one, this theory. Add on another one. Layer. So for this group, 3 logical alternatives would be P not P, P. Okay, so these substance model and both of them in Jainism also can be found. So the first one, Triviartika, Jainism also have, and they have 3 explaining this. Triviartika in terms of their Naigama, Samgara, and Vyavahara. And the second one, Jainism also have, except one, both of them Jainism doesn't have. So, so in common points to come in the original. Okay, this is also another term for these 3 nines. Okay, now please give an example of substance, attributes, and both of them in daily life. Example, can you think of one? Okay, can you think of one?
Car.
Car. Okay. Other than car, what kind of other example you can think of in terms of substance, mode, and both of them?
Earth. Earth is the group of elements like water, solidity, gaseous, all the combined and appear. That's why we can appear the earth.
Okay. So if you talk about elements,
Yes.
you have to go back to the theory of home, the 7 elements by a teacher, right? So now you have to very sharp. Which teacher? Elements, which teacher talk? Understand? Remember? The elements, which teacher talk about it?
Ajit.
Ajit is
Ajita?
Kesh Kambal.
elements.
No.
Yeah, go and now find your notes. You're going to exam soon, right? Which teacher talk about the elements? Look back the notes.
Not kind.
Quiz.
Elements.
Pakuda Kachayana.
Okay.
Pakuda Kachayana.
Okay. Every other people also same answer. Pakuda Kachayana. Okay. Talk about how many elements?
4.
7.
7.
7. Okay. Okay. Type your answer in the chat box here. Okay. Type your answer in the Zoom chat box here. Which heretic teachers talk about elements and how many of them, and list them out?
Ajita Kesa Kamban, he taught the people 4 elements.
What are they? What are the 4?
Materialism.
アポ定常はよ。パタビアポ定常はよ。
Yeah. Yes. Okay. And who else talk about elements?
Ajita Kesa Kamban.
Just now somebody said Pakuta Kajana, right? Right?
Yes.
Pakuta Kajana taught how many elements?
7.
7. Yes.
7 elements.
Earth, water, fire, ease, pain, light, air.
Okay, good. So now which teacher talk about the three nayas?
3 Nayas. Ajivik. Nayak. Ajivik.
Teacher.
Yes, and what are the 3 nayas he's talking about? If you can't remember the Sanskrit word, at least you have the English substance, mode, and both substance and mode. Okay. Who talk about skepticism?
Sanjay Ghosal.
Yeah. Yes. Very good. Okay.
Skepticism.
Does Buddhism accept the skepticism theory by Sanjaya? Yes or no?
No.
No.
What? Please give your evidence. Why no?
Buddhism always have an answer.
And the Buddha also kept quiet, right? When he was asked whether the Atman is eternal or not, right? And another reason is Buddhism is the Buddha used a doctrine of causality to explain everything, right? And is to be intellectually comprehended, right? So this is the difference. The reason why Buddhism reject we say panya, wisdom, and all these things. Okay. Who say no need moral? Who? Hmm.
Ajit Kes Kambali.
Jitaka, somebody.
Nathi Mata, Nathi Pita, Nathi.
Not yeah.
Yeah, the doctrine of annihilation. Huh? Doctrine of annihilation. Okay, everything don't have. Okay. Who practice extreme austerities?
Nigantanath.
Niyantanata.
Nigantanath Buddha.
Okay, give some examples. Extreme austerities practices.
Doing the cow, or dog को क्या बोलते हैं?
They stand a whole day in the sunlight. And, don't drink cold water. They don't eat any seeds because they feel they have a life. That's why. And they drink water after filter, means through the strainer. And when they walk, they use feathers of the peacock to clean the ways.
Why they want to practice like that?
Because they think as per the philosophy of Jainism, they try to eradicate all the past karmas, and they believe due to this austerity, the past karmas will wash up and reduce and eliminate.
And eventually, what will they get?
They don't get new karmas.
Okay, don't get new karma. So the soul will be what?
Soul will be become purified, and with the Brahmas.
No, with the Brahma. Jainism is a Shramana. We got Brahma. Brahma is Brahma. This is very important.
For the liberation,
Liberation of soul, right? So that the soul can be purified and be free. Right? That's okay. So this is the belief. So they have this belief. They have this misbelief. Then only they have this practice, this extreme authority. So you must understand why they do so. Okay. So about their thinking. Okay. Good. Okay. What else? Who say no need to do anything? Just leave the world like that. When you die, just wait to die. No need to do anything. When you're destined to be knocked down by a car, just let it be. No need to do anything. Okay, give evidence.
Because niyativad.
He denied human efforts.
So when we ask who say no need to do anything, you said it's a Maskari Koshala, right? So why he say no need to do anything? His belief is what? His teaching is what?
Niyativad. His teaching is Niyativad.
His teaching was everything is decided. We can't change the predetermined things, and they earth or world is going with their own, we cannot interfere anything. That's why we don't have to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There are four nati, right?
Nati
Nati
puris.
balang nati viryam.
Mm.
Nati balang nati viryam nati
Nati puriskara.
purusathamam. Nati purusaparakama.
Mm.
There is
Mm.
no energy, no personal strength, and no personal courage.
Yes, yes. And also sabbe satta,
Yes, sabbe satta sabbe panna avasab abala avirya.
avasa, abala, aviriya. 3 points, right? Avasa, abala, aviriya. Yeah. That's why they say no need to do anything. Then you explain what is nati balam, nati viriyam, nati purisatamo, nati purisaparakamo, and what is avasa, abala, aviriya. So as a result, he said no need to do anything. Huh? Understand? So they do something, they must have a belief. So what is the belief of that teacher? So this one, we have to know, okay? Okay, good. So something like this. So if you can, okay, let me try to ask a few more questions so that you can master better of this topic. Huh? Just now, no moral. There's one more teacher say no need moral that you haven't pointed out, right? One more teacher say no need moral. Not only Ajita Kesab Kambali, one more teacher say no need moral.
Purana Kassapa.
Yeah, yes. Why he says so?
Because he thought that doing good or bad, there is no increase or decrease in the merits. Or,
Correct. Yeah. What doctrine is that called?
Ahetukvada.
Ahetuvada, yeah, and also Akriya what?
Akriyavada.
Yes, please remember all these keywords. Akriyavada, Ahetuvada. That's why he said no need moral. Do good thing, bad things, no result. So two teachers say no need moral. Who are them? One more time.
Purnakashyap and Ajit Keshkambali.
Yeah, okay, one more time. Why Purna Kasapa say so and Ajita Kesamkambali say so? No need moral.
Because doing good or bad, there is no increase and decrease in the merits. And he is Akiriyavada and Ahetukavada, his philosophy, therefore.
He is a Kriyavada, means he emphasizes on non-action theory, right? And also Ahetuvada, he talks no cause. Okay. And next teacher, Ajita Kesamkambali. Why he say no moral, no need moral?
Nati
balang nati. Annihilation, there is no. Nati dinna natita. There is no value of giving, offering. There is no result of good or bad karmas. And there is no present world, no mother, no father, no
this world,
beyond,
no next world.
Beyond the world or next world.
So what doctrine that he's preaching?
He's preaching the doctrine of annihilation. That is annihilation.
Yes.
Annihilation.
And everything are just the 4 elements. That's why Q people is just like the elements and elements introducing each other. There's no scene involved. So that's why he says so, right? Okay, so remember these two teachers say no need moral, and their reasons are different. And the different reasons are a bit different. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, I think it's enough like that. Should be enough. Okay, good. Now let's take a 5-minute break and then we continue for another hour. Okay. Come back at I think 9 o'clock. Okay, 9 o'clock. Okay.
映る。いや、今書く。
私これシャワー浴びてバスローブ出てきたんやけど。
じゃあ、今、ちょっと取って。
これからシャワー。
Okay, who wants to read the next?
I will read
Oh, okay. Come.
Ajivicus. Ajivicus, this third unorthodox sect which emerged at the same time as the Buddhism and Jainism was that of the Ajivicus, a body of ascetics who were under the rigorous similar to that of the Jainas, which involved complete nudity. The doctrines of founder of the sect, Makkali Ghosal, bear a generic likeness to those of his contemporary and form friend Mahavir. Like Mahavira, he looked back to earlier teachers and ascetic group whose doctrines he rebreathed and developed according to the both Buddhism and Jainism tradition. He was the humble birth. He died a year so or so before the Buddha. After the fierce altercation with the Mahavir in the city of the Varavasti, his followers seems to have combined with other teachers such as Purna, the antinomian, and Pakude, the atomist, to form the Ajivika sect. After a period of prosperity in the Mayuran times, the Shok and his successors, the Dasarat, presented caves in the Ajivika. The sect rapidly declined and only retains some local importance in the small region of eastern Mysore and the adjacent part of the Madras, where it survived until the 14th century, after which he hear no more of it.
So this is a little bit history of the Ajivika. So how he started? He started at the same time almost like Buddhism and Jainism. So this Ajivika, they share the same thing as the Jainism, because they got a relationship with Makari Koshala and Mahavira. So, and then they got a fight, and then he died as well, and almost same year with the Buddha. After a fight there in Varasvati. And then his followers combine the Purna and Pakuta, both theories, and form its own sect called Ajivika sect. And then these Ajivika sect flourished during the Mauryan time, and then rapidly declined after that, and then survived until the 14th century and no more of that. So this is the little bit history of Ajivika. Okay, Hiroko, have you read? Not yet, right?
Yes. Yes.
Come.
Yes, thank you. No sculptures of the artworks have come down to us, and the little we know about them has to be reconstructed from the polemic literature of Buddhism and Jainism. The sect was certainly atheistic, and its main feature was strict determinism. The usual doctrine of karma taught that man's present condition was determined by his past actions. He could influence his destiny in this life and the future by choosing the right course and conduct. These artworks denied the whole universe was conditioned and determined to the smallest detail by an impersonal cosmic principle, niyyati or destiny. It was impossible to influence the course of transmigration in any way. All that have breath, breathe, all that are born, all that have life are without power, strength, or virtue, but are developed by destiny. Chance and nature, and experience joy and sorrow in the 6 classes of existence. There are 8 to 8
8.4 million.
formula. Great
Aeon.
eons unheard through which fool and wise alike must take their course and make an end of sorrow. There is no question of bringing unripe karma to fruition of or exhausting karma already repent by but ripened, sorry, by virtuous conduct by vows, by penance, or by chastity that cannot be done. Sansara is measured as with passion, with its joy and sorrow and its appointed end. It can neither be lessened or nor increased, nor is there any excess or deficiency of it. Just as a ball of strong will, when through and wind to its full length, so fool and wise alike will take their course and make an end of sorrow. So nothing that a man could do would in any way influence his future latter of Ajivas. Marx practiced 7 asceticism because the force of destiny compared them to so. Although their religious opponents accused them of licentiousness and immorality.
Okay, thank you. So until
Thank
here.
you very much.
So what this article here want to say at first, atheistic Śramana always reject God, okay, unlike the Brahmanism. So same, they are atheists, and they have a strict determination that the karma, what you call the karma, a man present condition determined by the past action, will influence his destiny in this life and in future, and choose the right course of conduct. So you have to choose the right conduct in order to create good karma, then your future will be good. Okay, these Ajivika denied. Okay, denied. He said not like that, not like that, because the whole universe was conditioned and determined to a smallest unit by a impersonal cosmic principle. Niyati means destiny, means that everything is going to somewhere. Everything in the universe is going to somewhere. So it is impossible that you go and influence his destiny. So everything is fixed. For example, now today, very hot, the vapor, go up to the sky. So maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, when the cloud is very heavy, for sure it will fall down as rains. So you cannot influence this process. Cannot influence this process. So all that have breath, that are born, have life, are without power, strength, and virtue, are developed by destiny, chance, and nature. Okay, so they just develop naturally like that. If they want to die, they die. If they want to become sorrow, they become sorrow. If they want to become joy, they become joy, like that. Okay, but within a time period called the 8.4 million great aeons, Mahakapa, or Mahakalpa in Sanskrit, through which fool and wise alike must take their course and make an end of sorrow. Means that at the end of this Mahakapa, 8.4 million great eons, regardless of you are a wise man or you are a foolish man, there is an end for you. There's a full stop for everything. Okay, so that's why you no need to ask whether your karma will bring fruition or not, or have your karma that is being finished, completed, will ripen again, or your good conduct, virtuous conduct, or your dana and all this virtuous conduct, your vows by penance, by chastity, and all these things will give you fruits or not. That cannot be done. Nothing can be done. You cannot influence. That. So samsara is measured as basha, so with joy and sorrow, and is appointed. And so there is an end of universe within this Mahakapa time. So it can neither be lessened or increased, nor add or minus it. Okay. So means that everything will just develop, by its own to what is destined to be. This is called niyati. So at the end of this time, everything will come to an end. That is the end of sorrow. So this is what they are preaching. So nothing, though nothing that a man could do will in a way influence his future, but a lot of Ajivikas mount, they practice severe asceticism, but they are very contradictory. They say you cannot do anything. Anything will develop on its own. Eventually, everything will end after this Mahakapa. But they are practicing severe asceticism. So this is quite strange. Because the force of destiny compelled them to do so. So although the religious opponents could kill them, okay, licentious and immorality. So it's very, very contradictory, huh? Ajivika. So okay. Next one. Oishi-san, you haven't read, right? Yeah.
Ajivika's interpretation on causal theory. Interpretation on the causal theory. Ajivika fundamental philosophy was faith, niyati, and both Buddhist and Jain source agree that the Makari Gosala was a rigid determinist. Makari Gosala accepted niyati to the status of the motive factor of the universe, and so agent of the phenomenal change. Whereas other schools attributed sin and suffering to the laws of karma. The result of evil committed in the previous lives or in the present one were declared by Makari Gosala to be without cause of the basis, presumably that the force of the destiny, similarly on the escape of the evil deeds performed. The belief in free will was a burger.
Cut off again. So, okay. Continue. Where is it? Committed. Okay. Belief in.
ちょっと見えないんですけ
Oh,
ど。
you cannot see. Can you
I
see?
can see.
I think today my Wi-Fi bit problem. So
sorry.
maybe the
どこですか
the belief.
believe. The belief in the free. We was a burger era. The strong and the forceful and courageous, like a weakling, the idler and the coward were all completely subject to the one principle which determined all things. The path of transmigration was rigidly laid out, and every soul was fated to run the same course. So the period of 804
8.4 million.
400,000
Yeah.
kalpas.
Mm.
All beings were developed by destiny, niyati, chance, sangati, and nature, bhava. This depending process was completely predetermined. Those differing from the samkhya, which follows that definite law, which can be overstepped.
Okay, thank you. So now we talk about causal theory. Okay. So Ajivika have another thing called causal theory. So causal theory means just simple, just simple theory. So it's a philosophy of fate, niyati, same just now we mentioned here, right? The niyati. Okay, the niyati here. Okay. So Maskari Gosala exalted the need to the status of motive of the universe and soul agent of phenomenal change. Gosala also a bit same. Whereas some schools attributed sin and suffering of law of karma. Other schools say that you suffer. If you suffer, you have done something. Okay, today not so unstable. Wait, let me text. My neighbor is using my Wi-Fi. I'm asking them to stop using the Wi-Fi.
コンディション悪いんですね。ところどころ。
Can you read from your side? Just listening while we're waiting for the Wi-Fi to be cleared.
なんかちゃんと聞こえないの。
チェンコさん22日誘われたんだけど、お母さんのことがあるから、ちょっと
Hello, can you see? Hello, hello. Can you hear
Hello.
me?
Yes.
Yes. Hello. Hello again.
Okay. I think today's the Wi-Fi is not enough. I will close my video to cut down the signals, and I will just read from the notes. Okay, you just look at your. Okay, we have at okay, Ajivika interpretation of a casual theory. Okay, casual theory. Okay, so what it's trying to say here is that the 8.4 million Mahakalpas is a fixed period of time. A fixed period of time. Within this time, everything will come to an end. But either you end in a happy way or you end in a sorrow way. It depends on your destiny, niyati, by chance, sangati, and by the nature, bhava. So nothing you can do. Nothing you can do with it. So whatever destined is destined. So why they say so? Because they in a very deep jhana. So if you know the yogis, they practice the meditation, right? So in meditation, the jhana in a very, very deep state, especially until the arupaloka. When they meditate until the arupaloka jhana, until the very high, the 8th jhana, they can within the jhana, they see 8.4 million kalpas phenomena. They can see the past or the future. So because their jhana only can see this 8.4 million mahakalpas, and they see a lot of things end happily or end sorrowfully, like that. So as a result, they think that, oh, this is the end of the universe. So, and somebody ended up with a happy way and some ended in a sorrowful way. So this is what it meant by everything will develop. All beings will develop by destiny, by chance. If you fall down, you will have a painful experience. This is called by chance. Or by nature, if you are a dog, you forever is a dog, like that. So at the end, you are also a dog. So this is why they say so. Okay. So this ripening process was completely predetermined. Already like that, the end of the world is like that, predetermined. So this is different from the Sankhya, okay, which law cannot be overstepped. So this is what we call by the casual theory. And the terms bhava and sangati, nature or by chance, appear to represent categories in the Ajivika metaphysical system, which are subordinates to niyati. So bhava and sangati is under niyati. Okay, so at the what it's trying to say here is niyati is the main idea that Ajivika is trying to teach. Bhava, nature, means in this context to be synonymous to swabhava, self-nature. Swa is self, bhava is nature. Bhava, self-nature. Inherent character of nature. Inherent character means that this swabhava, this self-nature, is part of the original fundamental character of the nature, very basic character of the nature. So the fundamental category of niyati, sets of conditions and characteristics in each entity, which acting as factors subordinate of the great principle, control growth, development of rebirth. Okay. So what does it mean here? Is that swabhava is part of niyati. Okay, swabhava is part of niyati, and everything will develop according to its own destiny. Jnana Vimala writes, some believe that the universe was produced by swabhava, and that everything comes about by swabhava only, self-nature. Sangati seems to represent the principle of niyati as manifested in action. Sangati is chance. So for example, by chance we fall down, we will have a painful experience. But actually, this is under your destiny, under niyati, but it just manifests in like I just fall down by chance like that. Sangayam in the text implies transmigration wholly by inner development, experience of all joy and sorrow, whatever is fortuitous. Niyati is its essential nature of fortuity, joy and sorrow, etc. Okay, niyati is the substance, nature、体相有の体ね、体、もしくは性ね、性。これは大乗仏教に結構出てくる用語ですね。In the Mahayana, a lot of these terms will appear. So, and not produced by human action and so on. We cannot do anything about it. Therefore, for all beings are caused by destiny and for fortuitous. Okay, you can't do anything. So for the Niyati-Varin, the school of Niyati, destiny, causation was illusory. So what is trying to say that we say cause and effect, right? Inga kanke, inga kanke, not in. In causation is illusory, not true. Okay. Sangati and Bhava, the manifestations of niyati in individuals were only apparent and illusory modifications of the one principle. So by chance, everything developed by chance, or the nature of everything, any phenomena in the universe, a manifestation, a part of the niyati. Okay, and they are also illusory. They're also illusory, not real, and did not in fact introduce new causal factors into the universe process. Means that because they are illusory, that's why they will not create a new cause to the universe process. So means that you don't need to do extra thing to change the world. The world, the universe will not change by itself because the cause itself is actually illusory. So it will just develop like that by chance, according to the destiny. Silanka, in his commentary to Sutra Kritanga on Ajivika stand, if happiness is experienced as a result of human activity, there should be no difference in the reward, nor should there be lack of reward when equal effort is exerted, whether by servants, merchants, or peasants, etc. Okay, if happiness is experienced as a result of human activity, there should not be any difference in reward, or nor their lack of reward. Means what it's trying to say is that the happiness is not a result of human activity. Okay. Yet is often seen where no means of livelihood such as service, etc. is followed, rich reward is obtained. So nothing is achieved by human effort. What it's trying to say that human cannot change the result. Okay, happiness or sorrow experience, human effort cannot influence it. Okay. So the success and failures of a man, okay, of equal ability prove that their happiness does not depend on their own powers. Why? Because humans, sometimes you fail, sometimes you are successful, right? So why? Because happiness does not depend on your power. You cannot control it, you cannot influence it. Man is not an effective factor in the universe process. So it means that man cannot influence the universe. If the universe want to like let's say tomorrow the moon want to explode, you cannot control it like that. Sri Lanka further commented on Niyativada with commendable impartiality, temporarily adopts the determinist attitude and considers possible causes of the manifest inequalities of the world. What then is the cause? of the universe. Only destiny. Time is not an agent for a variety of results in the world is inconsistent with the uniformity of time. Variation in the effect arises from variation in the cause, not from uniformity. So Sri Lankan further said, as all beings who are subject to passions are created and ineffectual. So God, if also subject to passions, must also be created and share the ineffectuality of the creature. On the other hand, if he was devoid of passions, he could not be responsible for the inequalities and injustices in the world. Okay, so man, we cannot interfere it. Sri Lanka, on the subject of possible causes of man's joy and sorrow, stated that Niyativadins view that these are caused by chance, not human, not God. Okay, not human, not God. Okay, or one's lot, luck, or sangati, or which niyati is the essential nature of bhavam. So niyati is the root cause of all these development of the phenomena of the universe. Last one, Ajivika versus Buddhism. Okay, this is very important. You have to understand what what are the relationship between it with Buddhism. Ajivika's philosophy of soul was determined by a precise and non-personal cosmic principle called niyati, destiny of fate, that was completely independent of the person's actions. Either you do good, you do bad. If you are destined to die tomorrow, just die tomorrow. This is what it means here. You cannot change. Buddha's against predetermination. Predeterminism is shukume, もしくは what you call 運命とかね、そういう考え方ね、predeterminism. So Buddha against predeterminism, whatever is fixed, destined or fate, and one's able to change the current status with own action. So Buddha said, you can change the result by your action now. Okay, so this is a difference in between Ajivika's philosophy and Buddhism. Oh, this point, first point, different. Second point, Ajivika's strict fatalism and not belief in karma of human actions and choices are unable to overcome the forces of fate. So they don't believe that human can change their fate. Okay. But Buddhism mentioned one's karmic force determines the next rebirth. If you do good, you'll be born in a good realm in the next life, and cannot overcome and practicing of virtues for a good rebirth for next existence. So you have to practice good to overcome all the problems and practice virtues for a good rebirth in the next destiny. Number three, third point, Maskari Goshala thought that one could only stop the influx of new karma by ascetic practice. Remember, so you can only clear karma by practicing ascetic practices. But Buddhism is against self-mortification, as extreme practice can only bring pain, suffering to the physical body, and has no profit towards spiritual progress. So this is a different view. That's why we Buddhists we don't practice extreme asceticism. We practice a meaningful asceticism. Point 4. Ajivika practice of ending their lives voluntarily when they felt that their bodies or minds beginning to decline, either by fasting to death, in the case of Purna Kassapa, by drowning himself in the water. So that's why even now in India, if you see in the YouTube or Facebook, some yogis, they will just commit suicide by just not eating. This could be from the Ajivika practice, that they want to end their life voluntarily when they think that the body cannot be used. And Buddhism practice of non-killing and taking one's life as an intention of escaping from reality is one means of creating unwholesome, bad karma, which led one to woeful stage of suffering. So Buddhism not so agree with this committing suicide. Point 5, Purnakasapa, the pronoun of the Nilakesi, perhaps an older contemporary of Goshala, added the view that a murderer or rather commits no sin. Okay, remember, but they said everything just by the elements, right? So you kill a person, not so. And all the thing. So Buddhism means doing unwholesome acts, but to train one to be upright and high in morality. This is a difference. 6. Eternal belief, eternal aim. Okay, aim. Belief based upon past and whole the universe, loka and so utter are eternal as a rock mountain. The world doesn't create new souls, and therefore living in an eternal cycle of samsara, differing in name, location, and time. There are 4 origins. So this is what I'm saying. Ascetics and Brahmins who have reached a high level of meditation due to this achievement were able to remember from 1 to 10,000 of past lives. That's why the Ajivika say 4 million Mahakalpas, everything will just end either sorrow or painful, like this, that, because their meditation power is very strong. You can see the past, and of course, some of the yogis, they can see the future. But their jhana can enable them to see things within 8.4 million aeons, the Mahakalpas. Okay, but they cannot see beyond. The Buddha could see beyond that. The Buddha could see beyond that. That's why the Buddha say that this is not true. Ascetics and Brahmins, who have reached the spiritual achievements which provided them access to the memories of 1 to the 10 iterations of the earth's formation and destruction. So their meditation power is very strong. They can see the past, how the earth was formed, and until how the earth is being destructed. So they can see things in a very, very long period of time, 8.4 million aeons. Okay, this is why. Do something with their what you call their meditation jhana power. Ascetics and Brahmins who have managed to recall the earth's evolutionary process from 10 to 40 times. Okay, quite deep meditation level. Ascetics and Brahmins who use logic and inference and come to the conclusion that the soul must be eternal. So why they say the soul is the Atma is eternal, because some of them they use logic or inference to analyze. Some use meditation power. Okay, some use logic. Ascetics and Brahmins who are able to recall how they had name, family, heirs, food, joy and sadness, death and rebirth in the past lives. Based on their experiences, they conclude that the universe and soul must be eternal. This is telling you why they say the soul is eternal. Because with their meditation jhana power, they can see their past and name their family, their heirs, their food, and all the past lives, the past life, death, and rebirth in many, many lifetimes. Okay. And then why? After die, reborn again. After die, reborn. Oh, there must be an eternal soul, because everybody has an eternal soul. So after you die, you will be reborn. This is how they come about. So if you were asked, Why the ascetics and Brahmins say that the soul is eternal? So these are the answers here. Okay, these are the answers here. Buddha said that the 18 types of eternalistic belief, all based on these 4 origins. Okay, all based on which 4? The dots there. Okay, the 4 dots under the number 6. So please remember, if you are asked why the ascetics and Brahmins claim that the soul is eternal, how? By how? Under the number 6, 1, 2, 3, 4 dots. These are why they say so like that. Okay, some by their meditation power, some by logic and inference analysis. So all the followers of these beliefs defended and clung to their faith. They believed so strongly it is true, and did not give credence to other faiths. Buddhism is against eternalistic views. Okay, that's why Buddhism say anicca. In Pali, Sanskrit, anitya, impermanence, is against eternalism. As all things is conditioned and subject to change. Okay, so where is an eternal peace? Okay, so Buddhism say sabe sankara anicca. Point 7. Non-causality beliefs. No cause. Non-causality means no cause. They believe in no cause. Genyin-ga-nai. Universe and the source happen coincidentally. Happen for chance. Happen coincidentally means guzeni hasse shimashita. Guzeni. The proponents of these beliefs claim that there were no reasons behind the creation of the universe and the self. So there were 2 possibilities of these beliefs. If there's no cause, there are 2 possibilities. Number 1, there were gods called asanasata, which had only body and no mental will. The absence of the mental will in this state was due to the nature of repressed thoughts, not the ultimate absence of thoughts. As they died in the God realm, there was a possibility that they were reborn as ascetics who achieved the ability to recall just one past life. So they believe that some of the yogis, their past life are the gods. That's why they call rishi. Okay, rishi is the sennin. So the ascetics who base their thoughts on number 2, the ascetics who base their thoughts on logic and thinking and conclude that the soul and the universe happen without a cause. So there are 2 types of reason why they say so. So that what is Buddhism point of view? Buddhism relate this to paticca samuppada, dependent origination, and patthana to explain the causal theory. So this is the difference. Point 8, annihilation or nihilism. This is not nihilism, like nihilism or annihilation beliefs. Annihilation means everything also I don't agree. Everything also no. This is called annihilation. Everything also you refuse and refute. This is called annihilation belief. So this proponent of these beliefs declared that after death, existence simply vanished. Utter vanish. So it means that after death, just after you die, just die. There's nothing after that. This is called existence simply vanish. No more. Even though the atta, the self, also no more. So these beliefs were described in the 7 types of authorities and bases. Then what is Buddhism point of view? Buddhism explains that no annihilation of beings to the eternal world upon expiry of life, but to a new existence governed by the karmic consciousness to seek rebirth. The goal to nirvana is the objective of every Buddhist and to end dukkha. So Buddhism explains what you call, we cannot annihilate, we cannot refute the beings to the eternal world at expiry time. Like not like the Ajivika within the 8.4 million great eons, Mahakapa, everything will come to an end. So everything happened for, by faith. So so the Buddhism said we cannot refute that beings in the eternal world inside the expiry of life. But what you call their rebirth is depend on their karma. Okay, the karmic consciousness. That's why in the dependent of origination, the avijja paccaya vijnana paccaya sankhara. So these are the karmic. Everything is dependent on the karmic consciousness. So the Buddhism goal is to go to nirvana. Okay, to go to nirvana is to end the dukkha. Okay, a little bit more. We go faster to complete that. Buddha's conclusion that the Tathagata knows these 62 wrong views. These are the 62 wrong views. He also knows the Dhamma, which surpasses them. Knowing that Dhamma, he does not view it in the wrong way. Since he does not view it in the wrong way, he realized by himself the extinction of defilement, the extinction of the root cause of dukkha, greed, anger, ignorance of the four Arya truths. Buddha finally concludes the exposition of these wrong beliefs by stating that these 62 beliefs, if they are believed, will certainly cause agitation and cravings. It implies that the beliefs come to conclusion due to the inability to see the truth. Why they say so? Because they can't see the truth. Those ascetic teachers. As craving, clinging seizes them, agitated by longing, feeling, the Buddha further explains that the beliefs are originated from contact, phassa, as the cause. Why those ascetics they have all these kind of wrong views? Because they have contact, phassa. The contact in their meditation. Okay, when they see something, they hear something within their the jhana. So as a result of this contact, they come up with their beliefs. Okay, the Buddhas know why they have that kind of wrong views. The contact is a phenomenon when the perception recognizes an object beyond ourselves. So contact happens because of perception recognize an object. Okay, the thinking skandha recognize an object. Then from this brief, like a lightning in the sky, Nagasena analog to Milinda Pana event, rise up the feelings. Buddha states that there are no possibilities of feeling without contact. So feeling must come from the contact. Thus, according to the law of the 12-related chain of cause and effects, pratitya samutpada, the people who believe in one of many of these 62 beliefs will end up in round cycle of sufferings. Okay, the wrong views if they believe in it, as they have not found the truth of the cease of sufferings. Okay. Due to their faith, they will experience feelings as a result of repeated contact through their 6 senses spaces. In them, feeling gives rise to craving, craving gives rise to clinging, clinging gives rise to current existence. All these are the dependent of origination. The Buddha states that monks who have realized and understood the origin of contact of the 6 senses and escape the cycle of suffering would see Dhamma, truth of precept, sila, concentration, samadhi, and wisdom, panya, which surpass all wrong beliefs. So how to get rid of all these wrong beliefs? Practice see the truth, Dhamma. Practice Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. The Buddha then makes an analogy of a fisherman using analogy of a fisherman using a fine mesh net to catch the fish in the pond. The fish represent the ascetics who cling their beliefs. Okay, they will rise and sink in a pond, but the end will unavoidably be caught in the net. Whereas the Buddha who stands outside the net has found the truth and has transcended the cycle of suffering. So that's what makes Buddhism unique from all the 62 misbeliefs. This is the different thing. Although Buddhism is also one of the Śramaṇa traditions, but Buddhism is also different from the rest of the Śramaṇas. Okay, but some common things that we have learned before, Buddhism and other Śramaṇa tradition, we are all against Brahmanism. This is things in common. And this is things not common within the Śramaṇa. I guess you will have a quite clear picture. The Buddhism stand, the difference between Buddhism and Brahmanism, and Śramaṇa between Brahmanism, and within Śramaṇa itself, Buddhism, how different or how same. So by today, you should understand all these interrelationships. Okay. I promised to give you some past year questions by today. So let me see before we go off. Right. Okay. Okay, I will type it in the chat box. Okay, this is one of the past year questions. Okay, you have learned before. So this one question, and this is another past year question. This another number 3. Okay, ignore the 07. And number 4 question. This one also you should be able to answer. Number 5 question, you also would be able to answer. So usually your final exam will something you'll be given like 10 questions usually. It depends on the end. Like you'll be given to 8 or 10 questions and you choose 5 to answer. Choose 5 to answers. Okay. So before that, I've given you some assignments, right, on the God things. So now today, now another 5 more questions, and next lesson, I'll try to give you some more. So within your summer holidays, you can try and look for the answers and do your assignments. So if you can do your assignments, and you'll be able to pass your final exam. Okay. This Friday I'll be flying back to Singapore. So hopefully next Monday we can have our last class. If next Monday 18 we can't have our last class, then 25th will be our last class before the summer break. So I would just notify Rahul whether we will have class on 18 or 25th. So we only have 1 more lesson before the summer break. So try your best to find the answers for the questions. Pass your questions. Okay. Okay, good luck. Let's hold our palms together. Buddham saranam gacchami.
Buddham saranam gacchami.
Dhammam saranam gacchami.
Dhammam saranam gacchami.
Sangham saranam gacchami.
Sangham saranam gacchami.
Tutyambi buddham saranam gacchami.
Tyampi buddham saranam gacchami.
Tutyambi dhammam saranam gacchami.
Tyampi dhammam saranam gacchami.
Tutyambi sangham saranam gacchami.
Tyampi sangham saranam gacchami.
Tutyambi buddham saranam gacchami.
Tyampi buddham saranam gacchami.
Tutyambi dhammam saranam gacchami.
Tyampi dhammam saranam gacchami.
Tutyambi sangham saranam gacchami.
Tyampi sangham saranam gacchami.
Sadhu,
Sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very
Thank you very
much.
much, Bante.
Thank you. So Rahul, I would communicate with you maybe Sunday to confirm whether the next class is when. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you.
लिख लिए थे क्या सारा?
हाँ